What are the options we're looking at, and what if we decide to go in militarily, as we did a year ago, strafing an airfield at the time? To Fox News National Security Foreign Affairs analyst Walid Phares. Walid, always good having you, my friend.
Thank you.
The Russians have already indicated, Vladimir Putin to the point specifically, saying that would be a very big mistake. What do you think would happen? And what's the Russian reaction if we did?
Well, look, Neil, the Russians are today stronger in Syria than they were a year ago and certainly 6 years ago. So what they're trying to say to message us and our partners is that there will be a response. It may be directly by the Russians, or as they do usually, task the Iranians to do it. It could be in Syria, it could be other places. But for us, for the United States, it's very important that we begin with the right thing to do, asking the intelligence community to have a detailed report, analysis, assessment of these chemical attacks so that we can take it to the Security Council and then confront the world and tell them it did happen. And I'm sure, Neil, as you know, and you can expect, that the Russians are going to have a veto. Once you have that veto from the Russians, then you have the legitimacy to form this international coalition and start having U.S.-led strategies.
Would the Russians respond militarily if we entered there militarily? In other words, last year, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Walid, we, in fact, gave the Russians a heads up that we were about to do this. This year, maybe we're doing the same thing if we come to that, but maybe not. What do you think?
We may do, we may not. We may do if they are too close. We don't want to engage the Russians directly because by the norms of engagement, the rule of engagement of any nation that has military, if you attack their military, they're gonna respond. If you attack their allies, the Syrian regime or the Iranians or Hezbollah, what they may do is ask their allies to attack our allies. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios. I'm sure the National Security Council now in the U.S. and our allies' war rooms are focusing on what can be done without getting to a point of ultimate confrontation between the U.S. and Russia, which should not happen.
Do you think right now, the way things stand, that whatever bloom possibly was on the Putin-Trump rose is off?
Well, in politics, we've learned from decades of Cold War that we would be confronting each other in Vietnam, in Latin America, in Africa, and then leaders would meet because these are two superpowers with nuclear weapons. So the fact that the two countries will have to speak to each other for the security of the world, that will continue. But friendly relations, as it was projected a few years ago, they are in jeopardy at this point in time. There are a lot of tensions between Moscow and Washington.
All right, Walid, thank you very, very much.